Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, what's up? Today I'm going to talk about my second week on fluoxetine and how that went. So this was quite like a while ago because I've been having a really difficult time, so it's kind of been a bit difficult to film, I guess. Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna try and remember it as best I can. But basically, it was really awful. It was a really awful second week. That's the gist of it. Wednesday and the Thursday mornings were quite similar to what they had been, which was that I would wake up feeling really panicky and anxious and awful, and then I would go to work and I'd feel really sick and I wouldn't be able to eat, and I would look up things on the internet kind of almost compulsively to try and, I don't know, like find out a reason or find out an answer or something. And then later on in the day, it would get a bit easier. And then on the Friday, I had made plans to go to the countryside with my friend and her family because they're basically like my family in Sweden. But I had a really difficult time making that decision because there's some, like, I feel really anxious about making decisions, like social decisions. I guess because I don't want to disappoint people, or like I think also it's really difficult to feel excited about anything. So like if I say to myself, okay, I'm going to go to the countryside for the weekend, I don't feel excited about that, but I don't feel excited about anything, So it's really difficult to say, okay, Jasmine, do this, when instead I could say, well, no, I won't do that. I'll just stay home, and then hopefully my boyfriend comes over or I go over to his house. So it's really difficult to make good decisions about what I should be doing because if I went to the countryside, I would have had a really good time, but I just can't feel it. Yeah. So I had that plan, and then my boyfriend, he was being a little bit like, I don't know, like he probably just needed a bit of space, because it had been a really intense week for him, because it had been an intense week for me, right? Um, so then, like I don't know, like my anxious mind just took that and it made me not certain about my decision. So then I ended up saying that I wouldn't come to the countryside that night because also I was feeling a little bit happy to stay home on the Friday night. I was like, I'll get some chips and I'll watch a movie and, just have like a really nice time. So I did have a positive feeling towards that, and that made me quite excited because I haven't been having positive feelings towards stuff. So I thought, maybe I should stay home on the Friday night and then maybe go to the countryside on the Saturday. So I messaged my friend. She called me and everything was fine. And then I went to sleep. I had a nap. And then I woke up and I thought I was feeling anxious because it was like the usual coming out of sleep anxiousness. And then I was thinking that I should just go out, go for a walk, buy some snacks, and then come back and watch a movie. And then I'll probably feel quite a bit better. But then I suddenly felt so like scared that I couldn't leave the house. Like I was afraid that I couldn't leave the house. And then I messaged my boyfriend and I said, well, like, what if I can't leave the house? And he said, I don't know. And then I just like started freaking out. And then basically I had a panic attack and I was just, it just, it like, I don't know, it felt like I was just so trapped, and I was like rubbing my hands against my body and like just, you know, trying to feel better, or like, I don't know, I was like, I don't know. But yes, then I called my boyfriend and I asked if he would take me to the hospital, like the psych hospital, because I needed help. And he offered to order me a taxi, but because I felt like I couldn't leave the house, that wasn't going to work, because I would have to leave the house and go to the taxi. So I just said, "Oh, okay," but then I hung up, and then I called my friend and I was like, you know, I didn't even say anything, I was just crying, and like hyperventilating and everything. But you know, it took ages, and then finally she could get some words out of me, and then I basically, yeah, well, you know, because she was out in the countryside, so she couldn't come and help me. So then she basically asked if she should bring my boyfriend and explain to him that I couldn't leave the house. Yeah, so anyway, there was like this back and forth, and then everything, and so then eventually my boyfriend came, and I had to leave the house to go up and open the like apartment building door for him. So I was able to do that. Like, I was able to leave the house, right? But by this time it had been over an hour of me having my panic attack. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, or maybe there was like some relief knowing that I was opening the door for someone to help me, you know, because if I was opening the door and going out to a taxi, that's would also, there would be like some sort of social anxiety, right? Like, what am I supposed to say to the taxi driver? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, so I opened the door and then basically went straight back to the apartment so that I could lie on the floor some more and panic. Yeah, and like when I was waiting for somebody to come, I was also like yelling out, like, "Somebody get me out of here, get me out of this apartment." You know, yeah, it was kind of crazy. And I guess like I kind of felt like I was going crazy, and that really made me afraid. I got saved, and then I spent the weekend at my boyfriend's house, and then I went back and then my friend picked me up, and we got some of my clothes and things, and then I had been staying at her house. Yeah, and then we get on to the third week, so I'll talk about that the third week in another video. So yeah, it was really incredibly difficult. And also on the weekend when I was at my boyfriend's house, I had like no appetite. It was so difficult to eat. But then on the Sunday I did have like a little bit more of an appetite, but it really was not, you know, I didn't eat a lot of food. So it was not ideal, and it was obviously like a really stressful situation for everybody involved, which kind of sucks because I was so panicky and I needed people, and sometimes the people that you need, they can't be as strong as you sort of need them to be. And that's where it's really important, I think, to see a therapist and things, because they can be like a pillar of strength that can help you through it. Because even though it would be really ideal to have people around you that are so super strong, it's kind of not possible, because people who have me as a friend, I'm not strong, you know? So I also have friends who aren't strong. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's, well, maybe not everybody, but most people are dealing with stuff, and it can be difficult. So yeah, I guess I'm having been through that. I want to work on finding my own strength and using, you know, the guidance of my friend and the people around me, you know, seeing how they sort of do it and then gaining strength from that and sort of trying to be a little bit more independent. But it's so, like, I know that I'm really fragile, so that makes it difficult because I don't want to push myself too much. Yeah. But anyway, that's my second week of fluoxetine. During the weekend though, I did drop my dose down to 10 milligrams. But then I went to the doctor's on Monday and he said that I should keep it at 10 milligrams for the next few days and then bump it back up to the 20. Yeah, and then he also gave me this other medication that I can take if I have a panic attack, and I guess I'll just go grab that. It's called hydroxyzine, but it's in Swedish, so I don't know if that's like what it would be called in English or anything. But basically, it's like an antihistamine tablet, so it's just sort of meant to like calm you down, and he said that it'll make me really sleepy. I haven't taken any though. I'm a little bit nervous about taking them because I don't want to, you know, rely on them basically. So they're really like my emergency pills. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back with my week 3 video soon. And yeah, I hope everybody's having a good time. Hi, door.